Okay, so the beautiful um today's beautiful workshop is going to be a sneak preview of that. So let me know in the chat, how is your heart? Be open, be vulnerable. If this is your first time with me, let me know in the comments below. Say, this is my first time with you, and I'm so happy to be here because I'm so happy to be here with all of you guys. And so my name is Jenna Rose Giannetti. For anyone who this is your first time, I am a spiritual teacher, a spiritual coach, and I specialize in heartbreak healing. I specialize in breakups and having us come back to the unconditional love that we are. It is my core belief system that we are unconditional love, that we were born unconditional love, that to summarize this non-physical spiritual form, this God, goddess, absolute, this thing that's out there that we don't know how to define, is really just love. That's my belief. Take what resonates, throw away what doesn't resonate. So my whole teaching, my whole coaching, everything I do is bringing people back into the state of unconditional love. Unconditional love for self, unconditional love for others. And if you've been with me, you've heard it before, and I'm going to say it again. But my true belief system is that love is always unconditional. Always. And someone's presence in our reality is conditional when it interferes with our own sense of self-love within ourselves. So I'm going to repeat that again. Love is unconditional, always. And someone's presence in our reality is conditional if it interferes with our own sense of self-love. So what that means is that we have these relationships, we have these people that we love and we adore, and they hurt us, and we feel hurt, and we feel pain, and we get traumatized, and we feel triggered, and we feel wounded, and they're not kind to us, and maybe we're not kind to them, and maybe it ends. Maybe the relationship ends. The love that you have for that person, no matter what transpired in the relationship, the love is always there. The love never goes away. And just because you have love for someone, the truth is, the hardcore reality is sometimes love's not enough to keep you in relationship. And when love is not enough, when it keeps you in relationship, your self-love, so let me rephrase that. Love for other isn't enough. And when love for other isn't enough, you have to come back into the self-love. And if it's interfering with your own sense of self-love, then that person may no longer be a match to the frequency and the vibration that you're on. And you no longer have that relationship with them. This can mean a romantic relationship. This can mean a friendship. This can mean a family member, whatever it is. You have to choose your own self-love over that reflection of love outside of you. And so you choose to walk away. And that's what many of us have gone through. So what I am here to show you is it's okay to walk away. It's okay, even though it's painful, and even though it hurts, and even though there's anger, and even though there might be some resentment and some regret. It's okay to walk away. And even though you walk away, you don't stop loving. You don't stop loving someone just because it hurts. You don't stop loving someone just because someone doesn't treat you right. You don't stop loving someone, but you can choose to walk away. Love is basic chemistry. You can think about it as when you first meet someone, it's like a salad. And you just meet someone, you can't get enough of them, and you want to kiss them, and you want to hug them, and you want to make love to them, and you want to spend every single moment with them. Your love is solid. And then you enter into a relationship, and your relationship is like a liquid. And it ebbs and it flows, and that moment, that feeling of needing to be with them every second is no longer there. It's now calm. The water, the seas is now calm. But you still love them. And it comes like a wave. And then when a relationship ends, it becomes a gas. And it might leave and you might forget about it and you might get into a new relationship with someone who you might even love even more. But then you hear a song on the radio that was your song, or you smell something and it brings back their scent, or you go to a place that was your first date and it brings back the memory of that love. Because the love never went away. It just became a gas. It became something that came and it went, and you can't see it and you can't touch it. But in a moment, it can come back in the most greatest pleasure, or maybe even a little bit of pain. And no matter what, it's there to serve you. The reason that you feel the pain is because you love. You are a lover. So, with all that being said, today we are talking about healing our heartbreak and finding love. So if this is your first time joining me, please make sure to follow me so that you get all of my lives, all of my material, my meditations. And feel free to send me a message at any time. My inbox is always open. You can message me here on Insight Timer. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, on my website. Everything's my name, Jenna Rose Giannetti, at Jenna Rose Giannetti for everything. Please feel free to leave comments. Please talk to me. I love talking, and it's even better if I have engagement from all of you beautiful souls. So, I'm excited. So this is how today is going to work. I'm going to drop us into a little bit of a real quick opening ceremony. It will only be maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And then I'm going to give us our talk on healing heartbreak and finding love. And then we will open up to a question and answer. And then we will do a little bit of a meditation. Okay? So let's just put in the chat. Our affirmation for today is I am keeping my heart open. I am keeping my heart open. Put it in the chat. Yes, and hello everyone. All right, everyone, let's just close down our eyes and get centered for just a moment. So take a deep breath in through your nose. And take a deep breath out through your mouth. Taking another deep breath in. Taking another deep breath out. Letting go of anything that happened before this moment. Letting go of anything that will happen after. And just coming into presence. Take a deep breath into this present moment. And exhale anything past or future, as it's no longer relevant. The only moment is now. So breathe into this moment. And breathe out. Breathing into your heart. Breathing out. And just imagine now that you are gathered in a circle of everyone that's here. See you completely connected in community with everyone that's here on this live, everyone that will watch this later on YouTube. And feel into the love that's present. And feel into the feel, the pain, the hurt that might be present as well. Honoring both polarities. One person may be showing up in complete love and joy and happiness. And accept that. And someone else may be showing up in hurt and pain and regret. And accept that too. Allow everyone that's healed to just be where they are at without needing to change them. Just accept them. Accept yourself. So breathe into this beautiful community that we've created together. And breathe out. And breathing light into your heart. And breathe that light out through your heart to everyone that's healed. Keeping your heart open. Breathing light into your heart, into your body, your soul, your mind, your spirit. And anchoring that light out. Shining that light out to everyone that's healed. Lighting up their heart, their mind, their soul, their spirit. Supporting. And on the next inhale, set your intention for today. Breathe this in. And exhale this intention deep down into the earth. Grounding it into the earth. Imagining that this intention is a seed that you are planting into Mother Earth, into Mother Gaia, to be watered, to be nourished, and to be blossomed into all that your heart desires. So breathe this in. And breathe this out. If you so choose, you can call upon wherever you find your faith to just hold space for you during our life and always, knowing that you are never alone, that you're always connected. Take one more deep breath in and a deep breath out. And open up your eyes and come back into this space. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Welcome back. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Christina. Hello, Claudia. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Alexis. Hello, Avocado Me. Hello, everyone. So beautiful, guys. So I'm going to just jump right in. So we already gave a little bit of an introduction about what today is about. Today is about healing a heartbreak and coming back into love. And today we are talking about how do we heal a heartbreak and come back into love. The objective of today is that we're journaling. We're journaling, not journaling, but you can journal. We are journaling. Journaling. Wow, journaling. We're going to make fun of the way I say things today. Back from heartbreak into self-love. So let's just start by defining, what does heartbreak mean to us? How do we define heartbreak? How do we define it? Put in the chat. Heartbreak is not just romantic. It's often associated with romance and partnership, but it's not always romance. Heartbreak can be from friendship and family, professional relationships. And last week I talked about, I was in Oregon and I gave my live on healing friendship heartbreak, because it's not always romantic. So heartbreak can be any kind of pain, and it's a universal, and I really want to draw attention to this idea that you are not alone in your heartbreak. This feeling of heartbreak is a universal human experience. And every culture has songs and stories and tales of heartbreak. It's not you. The best love songs that we love so much stem from the woes of heartbreak. So tell me in the chat, who here has experienced heartbreak? Put it in the comments. Who has experienced heartbreak? Just put me in the chat if you've ever, in your whole entire life existence, ever experienced heartbreak. I'm going to put up all of my hands, all of my fingers, all of my toes. I've experienced a fair share, an abundance of heartbreak. Yeah, Jackie, yeah. Thank you for being a brave soul. Come on, be brave and admit that you've had heartbreak. Vocalize, communicate with me. You're not alone in this. Whether Jackie's the only person that's admitting that she's ever been heartbroken, I know that all 28 of you guys that are here right now have experienced heartbreak. We all have. And it's not a solo journey. It's something we've all experienced. So there's many, I have several times. Yeah. And so how do we deal with this? So the first step of healing heartbreak is recognizing that we can't have heartbreak if we don't first have a heart, if we don't first have love, if we're not first heart-centered. And so the affirmation I gave you guys for today was, I keep my heart open. And the truth is, keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. It's so often we close down our heart because of our fear of getting hurt, of getting heartbroken. It's easier for us to close down our heart than to feel the heartbreak, to feel the pain. But the heartbreak that you feel is an indicator of just how deeply you love. You can't feel pain if you don't first have love. You can't break your leg if you don't have a leg. Just as your heart can't feel broken if you don't have a heart. And I'm using the word heartbroken, but let's be completely honest. Our heart's never broken. Our heart is always pumping. Our heart is always striving. Our heart is always moving. Our heart is always beating. It's not broken. It's not broken. So I phrase it that, but let's throw that away. Our heart is good, and our heart is full, and our heart is enough. Our heart beats for our aliveness. Our heart keeps us alive and safe. So recognize that you are a lover, that we associate love with the heart because our heart is our life and we are only love. And so in the healing process, first accepting that the reason it hurts, the reason that we feel pain, is because we love so deeply. The amount of our pain is the amount of our love. Next, acceptance. Recognize and accept the pain. Denial only delays the healing. If you are swimming in an ocean and the current is trying to push you in one direction, you can swim and try to swim in the other direction for as long as you want, but eventually the current is going to win. The current is going to push you where the current wants to push you. And you have to just, at some point, accept that you are where you are. If you are in quicksand and you try to get out of the quicksand, it's only going to pull you deeper. Because the pain is an indicator of just how deeply you love. So acknowledge the pain, see the pain, accept the pain, allow the pain to be there. And when the pain comes up, thank the pain and say, thank you, pain, for you are showing me how deeply I love, how deeply I care, what I stand for, what I'm passionate about, what my morals are, what my values are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, pain. And understand that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to grieve. You are not. You are human. And honestly, everything in this reality is grief. And a lot of us don't want to accept that or hear that or feel that. But death is a part of the process of this human experience. And the cold, hard truth is that every single thing in this life ends in death. Whether it's physical death or a breakup of death or a ending, everything ends in death. And after death always comes rebirth. It always comes with something new and beautiful and a new beginning. The way in which we were created in this world was the sperm and the egg had to release from the human body, it had to die off to form into the union of the life that we are. It began. We end our jobs and we start a new job. We end one relationship, we start a new relationship. It's always transformed. And it's okay to grieve. It's okay to grieve. Surround yourself. Next is surround yourself with support. And this is why I put such an importance on this community, and I start all of my lives with having us come together. Allow yourself to be supported by your community, by friends, by family, by a coach, by a professional that can help. We can't get the answers that we're seeking with the same frame of mind that we're asking the question. So we need a different perspective to get a different answer. We can answer our own questions. We have our own answers within us. But we can't ask the question and get the answer in the same frequency and vibration. They're different. And so that's why it's so important to surround yourself with people who can support you. You are not weak to ask for support. I'm going to remind you that each and every single one of you guys were birthed into this world. And when you were birthed into this world, you couldn't feed yourself. You literally needed your mother's milk. You needed your mother's breast to feed you. Or you needed your mother to feed you a bottle of formula. You couldn't do it by yourself. You couldn't change your own diaper. You couldn't walk. You couldn't crawl. You couldn't do anything but to get support. You came into this world in support. Yet so often we think it's a sign of weakness when we just ask for a little bit of support. I'm going to say in the most loving and kind and sweet way, knock it off. You are strong. You are strong to ask for support. If you are trying to lift a heavy couch, are you going to try to lift that heavy couch by yourself? Or are you going to say, hey, man, can you help me lift this couch? You're going to say, hey, can you help me lift this couch? Because you recognize that if you literally can't lift this giant couch by yourself, and if you try to lift this couch by yourself, then you're going to break your back or you're going to hurt yourself. It's the same thing with our pain, with our heartbreak, even though it's not a heartbreak, with our healing process. Is if you try to do it on your own, a lot of times it will cause more damage. It will cause more pain. It will cause more hurt. So ask for support. Next, take self-care. Physically sleep, eat, exercise. Ask yourself, what do you love to do? And do it. Exercise your mind and mindfulness and meditation and journaling. Take the self-care that you need. You are not selfish. And actually, you are selfish in the most loving way to take self-care. Because before you can be selfless, you have to be self-full. Self-full, not selfish. You are self-full. You have to make yourself full so that you can then give to others. You can't pour yourself into a cup. You can't pour coffee into a cup if you don't have coffee to give. You have to have the coffee to pour the coffee and give the coffee to someone else. I use coffee because I love coffee. You can't give what you don't have. It's one of the most basic laws in the universe, yet we try to give from a place of, I have nothing. I feel defeated. I feel deflated. You have to become self-full so that you can then become selfless, but not less. You never want to become selfless. You just want to have an open, loving heart to give to others. So put in the comments, what is one thing that you have done in the past, presently, or you will do to practice self-care after this pain, this breakup, this hot hurt. I'm going to say hot hurt instead of heartbreak. And it's after this hot hurt. What can you do for self-care? And I also want to bring to your attention, if you guys are following me on Instagram, maybe some of you guys saw this. If you didn't see this on Instagram, I posted a reel last week. And I got really vulnerable and open on Instagram. And I said that last week, me and my fiance, we got into one of the biggest disagreements, the biggest arguments that we ever got into in 4 years. It was pretty big. It was pretty wild. And it was the shock of, we've never had a big fight like this before, that made it even worse. And so I posted this reel about how so often we believe that once we found once we found that one person, that all of the hot hurt will go away. The pain will go away. And I want to be open and honest and tell you guys that just because you're married, just because you found the person who you want to spend your life with, just because you're in a happy, healthy, loving relationship, and I can be honest and say I'm in a happy, healthy, loving relationship, that doesn't mean that I don't sometimes feel pain in our relationship. That doesn't mean that I don't sometimes feel hurt, or he doesn't sometimes feel hurt, or that we don't sometimes feel hurt. It still happens. And it's about how you manage it, because triggers come up. And yes, I'm in this loving relationship with my fiance. But the truth is, there's a past version of me that's in a relationship with an ex. And sometimes those triggers from my past relationships come up to the surface. And it rocks the boat of our now relationship. And so what you do is having the tools when you're feeling this hot hurt in your relationship to come back into self-love, come into compassion, give your relationship space, give your relationship time, communicate honestly and openly and lovingly. And if you can't communicate lovingly, then don't communicate at all until you can be in a better place. So I just want to put on the side this idea that just because you find the person that you want to spend your life with, that it'll always be sunshine and rainbows. Shattered glass. Is this helping? Is this resonating? Let me know in the chat. Please comment. Please talk to me. Please vocalize. Let me know if this is helping, so I know to continue or if I need to shift this a little bit. Also, put in the chat what is resonating, what has been helpful. If there's any confliction or confusion, put that in the chat too. If you have any questions, put that in the chat. Don't be a stranger. Be vulnerable. Keep your heart open. Let me know. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some comments. Let me know where everyone's at. If I'm good to continue. If this is helping. It feels like a ghost town right now. Yes, I saw a heart. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Beautiful. All right, moving on. So when we're feeling this heart, when we're healing, we have to come back into self-love. Because one of the reasons that hurts so bad when we're going through a breakup, whether this is romantic, friendship, someone who's passed away, is because when we come into relationship, we've all heard the expression of we're becoming one, okay? And I'm not the greatest fan of that idea of becoming one, but the truth is you are. You are creating a co-creative version of yourself, of each other. So you are who you are by yourself. They are who they are by their self. And then when you come into community, you become a whole different aspect. So you have an aspect of who you are by yourself. You have an aspect of who they are by themselves. And then you have an aspect of who you guys are as a collective. And it looks different, right? If you've ever noticed, you're like, ooh, I'm one way with this person, I'm another way with this person, I'm another way with this person. It's because there's many different aspects, and everyone brings out a different aspect of you. They trigger you in a different way, in positive triggers and negative triggers, right? So, for example, let's say that when you were a kid, you were an artist, okay? And let's say throughout life, you went in a different direction and you forgot that you were an artist for a little bit. And then you meet a friend who's an artist and it reawakens, it re-triggers in a positive way that aspect of you that was an artist. And so that aspect of them and that aspect of you comes together to an aspect of when you guys are together, you guys create art. You paint, you draw, you have a new creative part. And so the reason that it hurts is because this aspect that you guys have created together is separating. And so often when we're going through a breakup, we lose this sense of, and tell me if this resonates, we lose the sense of, who am I? Who am I? It leaves us feeling lost. It leaves us feeling like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. I feel lost without the person. Because you put so much of yourself into this relationship, into this dynamic, into this aspect, that you lost a sense of self, a sense of self-love. And so when we're going through a healing process, when we're going through a heartbreak healing, we want to discover self-love again. We want to discover self again. Who were you before you were with that person? Who did you become while you were with that person? And who do you want to be after this person? Come into self-love. Self-love is not vanity. It's sanity. I'm going to say it again. Loving yourself is not vanity. It's sanity. You have to love yourself to love others. And this idea of you need to love me more than you love yourself is the biggest hocus pocus in the whole entire world. I'm a spiritual teacher. I believe in all of the hocus pocus and magic. But you can't love anybody until you can fully love yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. And so many people in this world are crying over, and listen, right here, red-handed. crying over they're not loving me enough. Well, people can't love you if they don't love themselves. Someone has to love themselves fully before they can love you. Because you are only them and they are only you in a different manifested human form. When someone is loving you fully, it's because they're fully in love with themselves. When you are fully loving someone else, it's because you are fully loving yourself through the reflection of them. And so we have to, after healing, is come back to this idea of self-love so that we can have stronger and healthy relationships. So some of the ways that we can practice self-love is mirror work. Mirror work, it can be the scariest, and it is the most beautiful, beneficial thing we can do, is to literally stand in the mirror with clothes, without clothes. I recommend get completely naked. Stare all of your insecurities. Stare all of the things that you don't love about yourself. And choose to love all of you. Choose to look at the extra weight on your belly and say, I love you. Choose to look into your eyes who just caused harm to your partnership and say, I love you. Choose to look at your hands that just lost their temper and maybe accidentally just slapped your child even though you didn't mean to, and you promised yourself that you would never hit your child because your parents hit you and you knew what that was like and you weren't ever gonna spank. And choose to love your hands. Choose to look down at your feet, and when you feel like you've taken the wrong step in life and you've gone down the wrong path in life, and say, I love you. I love the steps that I've taken. It's easy to look in the mirror at our cute little nose and say, look, cute little nose, I love my nose. Or look at your hair that's vibrant and curly and beautiful and say, I love my curlies. But can you look in the mirror and love the things that you don't prefer? Can you love the extra weight? And can you love yourself when you've caused harm to someone else? Can you love your words when your words just spun out of control and just hurt your partner? Can you love yourself then? Can you look at your privates, at your sex, and love your sex even though you just cheated on your partner? Can you choose self-love then? That's the greatest form of self-love. Is to be able to look at the things that we don't love about ourselves, or we think we don't love about ourselves, and say, I'm not happy with this, but I'm going to choose to be better. I'm going to choose to grow. I'm going to choose to evolve. I'm going to accept where I'm at right now. I'm going to accept that fight just happened, and I'm going to choose to get better. And because of that, I love myself. Mirror work is very powerful. Daily affirmations. What's our affirmation of the day? Put in the chat, people. What's our affirmation of the day? I see it in the chat once. I am keeping my heart open. I am keeping my heart open. Put it in the chat. I am keeping my heart open. And you might not even feel that. You might be like, oh, I'm so closed down and it hurts to open up my heart. But just having the affirmation is a reminder to help us for when we're ready to get there. Set boundaries. Say no. Yes, I'm keeping my heart open. Yes, Jen, yes. Because when we keep our heart open, we allow others to keep their heart open. Because what happens when we close down our heart? When we close down our heart, the other person closes down their heart. And then you have two people with two closed hearts that are scared to get hurt. And then the relationship ends. When you never wanted the relationship to end. You were protecting your heart because you didn't want it to end. But now it is going to end. Or you're looking for love and you're looking to find your life partner, but you have a closed down heart. And you're like, I want it, but I won't open up my heart. Well, how do you expect anyone else to love you if you're not going to open up your heart and love them? Keep your heart open. Next, set boundaries. Say no. Say no. And with boundaries and keeping your heart open, know who to keep your heart open for and who you might need to protect your heart from too. Because want to know what the truth is? We are on this earth. And the reality is, sometimes people have hurt us. And so I don't want to say close down your heart. Don't close your heart. Never close your heart. But protect your heart. Protect it. Keep a gatekeeper there. A security guard. Pursue your passions and your hobbies. What do you love to do? What did you love to do before this relationship? Do that. Celebrate small victories. I want everyone to put in the chat, what is one thing you can celebrate today? It can be something big. It can be something small. I'm celebrating that I had the most amazing coaching session with my favorite client right before I came on this live. I love our sessions. He went through this huge breakthrough. And when he goes through a breakthrough, I go through a breakthrough. I'm on this live with you. I'm celebrating helping you guys. What are you celebrating? You can celebrate just that you got enough sleep. Say, yes, I got enough sleep. Yes, I drank water today. Yes, I was able to move my body. Yes, I ate breakfast. It doesn't have to be a big victory. Yes, Keisha, you're celebrating taking time to do this live. Yes. Celebrate the small victories. Because when you celebrate the small victories, then you even faster get to the big victories. Beautiful. Yes, I'm so glad I found this live. Yes, Jen, I am so happy you found this live. So happy. I'm so happy you're here. Next, self-love. Exercise. We store trauma in our body. I'm going to tell you guys that again if you didn't know that. We store trauma in our body. Dis-ease becomes disease. The extra weight that we are carrying is stored trauma. And so through exercise, I'm not saying exercise to lose weight. Exercise to be alive. Exercise to be healthy. When we exercise, we're doing somatics, okay? And this is a lot of what I do in my coaching is I do somatics. Moving our body and moving the trauma, moving the pain, moving the hurt out of our body. Because when we stay still, we're allowing that trauma, that hurt, that pain to stay in our body and get absorbed in our fat to cause disease later. So by exercising, by moving your body, it doesn't even have to be big movements, right? But just moving and feeling the pain that you're feeling and purposely setting the intention that I'm going to move this through my body. I'm going to move this hurt through my body. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to do emotional release. I'm going to let it go. I lead my clients through things called emotional release tours. So some of those are pillow punching, pillow stomping, pillow thrusting, pillow screaming into your hands, moving your body, doing temper tantrums. Look at children. What do children do? Children throw temper tantrums. And so often we scold children for doing temper tantrums. But the children, if you are a parent, I'm going to give you one piece of encouragement. Let your child throw the temper tantrum. I understand that it's loud and it seems like they're misbehaving. But the children are throwing temper tantrums because on a spiritual level, they are in tune. They know that they need to move their body. They know that they need to kick and scream to move the pain out of their body. They're not just doing it because they want to upset you. They're not just doing it and screaming at the top of their lungs because they want to hurt your ears. They're screaming and they're kicking and they're screaming and they're throwing a temper tantrum because they need to move their body, to move the pain out, to get it out of their body, out of their vocal cords and into the earth to release it. Learn from kids and throw your own temper tantrum. I can't tell you, me and my fiance, We do this all the time. Yesterday, he went stomping through the woods. He went stomping all through the woods. I will need to throw a temper tantrum, and I will warn him, and I'll say, I need to throw a temper tantrum right now. And I will literally lay on the ground, and I will kick, and I will scream, and I warn him. I'm not just doing this randomly. You want to alert people before you harm them. But exercise, move your body. Okay? Move it out of your body. Move the pain out of your body. Whether that's dance, whether that's yoga, whether that's emotional release, whether that's going to the gym, just do something, going for a walk, going for a run. Just move it. And then, let's take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Calvin says celebrating every moment because life is short, so let's make it worth it. Yes. So we talked about understanding heartbreak. We talked about the healing process. We talked about discovering self-love. I want to quickly talk about 2 more things. We're almost at an hour, so I'm going to just quickly go through this. And all of this is mentioned in my course, Healing Heartbreak, Find Love. You can find it on my dashboard if you're interested. But after we do all of this, we have to recenter. I'm sorry, not recenter. We have to re-enter the world of relationships when you're ready to do so. And when you are ready to re-enter into a new love, into a new relationship, you have to carry the self-love that you just learned into the new relationship. You can't abandon yourself. Because what happens when you abandon yourself? You get abandoned. If you stop wanting yourself, you're going to attract people who don't want you. If you feel you're not attractive, then you're going to attract people who don't think you're attractive. You get what you are, not what you want. You get what you are. So you have to first want yourself. You have to first choose yourself. You have to choose to be with yourself. And when you do that, you attract someone who wants you. You attract someone who chooses you. You attract someone who finds you attractive and loves you. You have to first love yourself to be loved. So carry this new self-love into relationships. Healthy relationships require 2 whole people. So don't seek another to complete you. No one can complete you. It's the greatest fantasy of the whole entire world. People can help you. People can support you. But they can't complete you. And have clear communication and boundaries and mutual respect when you enter into new relationships. And recognize the red flags and the warning sign when you walk into new relationships. Recognize the unhealthy patterns and how self-love can guide you through better choices. Okay? So, I want to open this up now to any questions that you guys have, and then I'm going to lead us into a little bit of a meditation. So, healing is a journey, and the truth is, self-love is the destination. Finding the life partner. I'm a love coach. I'm going to just tell you the secret to my love coach right now. You might hire me because you want to find the one. You want to find your dream partner. And I can get you there. Yet, what I'm really guiding you towards is self-love. When people hire me to find the love of their life, I help them find the love of their life themselves. I help them find confidence. I help them find authenticity. I help them find honesty. I help them to heal. I help them to become the best version of themselves that they can be, so that they can love deeper into themselves, so that they can love others. So I want to encourage all of you guys to practice all that we talked about at home, to actually practice and put all of this into play. So put in the chat right now, what is one thing that you learned today? What is one thing you learned today? What is one breakthrough that you had? What is one realization that you had? What was the most helpful thing? What action step are you going to take? Put it in the chat. And Gary, wouldn't what be awesome? What did I say? Wouldn't what be awesome? I said a lot, so I forgot what I said. And let me know what questions you have. And if you guys were interested in today and today helped, I have a course here on Insight Time will heal heartbreak, find love, and I think it's 12 days. I'm pretty sure it's a 12-day, or 12 sessions. Let me look real quick. It's either 11 or 12. It is. Hold on, give me 1 minute. I just want to look. Yep, it's 12 lessons. So it's a 12-lesson course on helping you to do what we just did today. Self-love is not vanity, it's sanity. Yes! If I could totally love myself. So, Gary, what is stopping you from loving yourself? You want to do a little coaching with me? Can I walk you through a little bit of a coaching exercise? What is stopping you from totally loving yourself? Put it in the chat. If you're willing to get vulnerable and open, keep your heart open. And anyone can answer this. Anyone. I'm going to open this up to anyone. What is stopping you from totally loving yourself? Keeping my heart open, but guarded. Yeah. What is keeping you from completely loving yourself? I'm going to teach you one more thing, Keisha. My own beliefs about myself. Your own belief. Okay, so before I go on to Keisha, remind me to come back to that guarded part. I'm going to ask you to hold me accountable to come back to that, okay? So, Gary, my own beliefs about myself. Self-love is selfish, is self-full. Yes. Beautiful. So your own beliefs about yourself is keeping you from loving yourself. So I want to ask you and encourage you to get real and raw and honest about these beliefs that you hold about yourself. So if you want, you can put one of these beliefs in the chat if you want to. And what if you learned to just accept that is where you are at right now? It's where you're at right now. But it's not where you always have to be. It's not where you always have to be. You know, there was this idea in our society of holding the past against other people. And we all hate when other people hold our past against us, right? Raise your hand, put in the chat when you hate that people hold the past against you. When people hold the old you against you and they keep bringing up the old version of you and the mistakes that you've made. And yeah. And you are doing the same thing. You hate when other people hold your mistakes against you, yet you are holding your mistakes against you. When you're not that version of yourself anymore. You get to choose who you get to be. You get to choose who you get to be. And the world does not get to choose who you are going to be. I'm going to use a fine example. Who has heard of the term that you can't make a hoe into a housewife? Who remembers that? You can't make a hoe into a housewife. Well, I'm going to be open and honest with you guys. In high school, I was a little bit of that hoe. I will be completely honest. I enjoyed my pleasure. I used my pleasure to try to avoid my pain. I thought as a teenage girl that if I gave boys my body, that they would love me. As a 16-year-old girl, that's what I thought. Until I realized that giving boys my body was not going to make them love me. It was going to make them use me. But I needed to go through the experience at 16 years old, as painful as it was, of having every man that I slept with and had intimate relationships with walk away from me. It was painful, but it was a lesson in self-love. It was a lesson in people cannot love me more than I love myself, and I have to respect myself for others to respect me. And so that hoe, as the 16-year-old girl, was doing that just because she was hurt and she wanted love. She didn't know how to be loved. And then she learned to love herself. And when she learned to love herself, she went through many, many, many relationships, many partners. And now I'm a housewife. I'm engaged. I have a partner. But if I held that perception of 16-year-old me who slept with boys to feel loved into this now 30-year-old me, I couldn't love myself. So what I needed to do was realize and have compassion and have love. And Gary, this is what I want to do for you and encourage you to do, is have compassion for that past version of yourself that made the choices that he's made, and stop holding it against him. Realize that he did what he did with the consciousness that he had at the moment, and that you are no longer that version of yourself. Learn the lesson and learn to love that version of yourself that made those poor choices, because it brought you into the wise man that you are today. And I tell everyone that. The old you, these limiting beliefs, these stories that you tell about yourself, they're no longer relevant. They're no longer relevant. And they are still relevant. Because I know the hoe never actually went away. The hoe is just in a monogamous partnership now. So it's just a shift of energy. So have compassion and love for that self. Beautiful. I struggle with totally loving myself because of the criticism I received from my mother while growing up. Yeah, but want to know what, Alexis? I feel that. I feel that so deeply. Your mom could only love you to the amount that she loved herself. The criticism that your mother gave you was criticism towards herself. Whenever your mom was criticizing you, she was criticizing herself inside. Hurt people hurt people. And so by recognizing that your mom was hurting and still is probably hurting, and she didn't know how to hold her hurt, so she passed her hurt on to you. Have compassion for the version of your mother that was hurting, and have compassion for yourself that was hurting. Because you are worthy of loving yourself. You not loving yourself doesn't hurt anyone else. It hurts you. And actually, it does hurt other people. Actually, it does. I take that back. You not loving yourself not only hurts yourself, but it absolutely hurts others. And your mom's a prime example of that. Because your mom couldn't love herself completely, she ended up hurting you in the process. It's like a game of hot potato. That the potato's so hot that you pass the hot potato on, and other people get burned in the process. So have compassion for that version of yourself that was hurt. And have compassion for your mother. Give that love back. Melody, learning to love self is much more difficult when you come from trauma after trauma. Yeah. I have to work harder on loving myself because I didn't experience as a child growing up. Yeah, so I just talked about it a little bit, right? People can only love us to the capacity that they love themselves. But what if you turned that trauma, what if you turned that mess, that hurt, that pain into your message, into your purpose, into your passion, into helping other people to heal from their trauma, from their pain, from their hurt? What if you utilize all of that pain that you have felt in your life, all of that trauma that you've learned in your life, and you turn that trauma into your truth? And in telling your truth, you get to help others. And when you do that, you then love yourself because you're helping others. And when you're loving yourself and you're sharing your truth from your trauma, then others love you too. And so when others love you, you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you love others. And when others are loving you, you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you love others. And when others love you, you love yourself. And it's a spiral and it's a circle of never-ending unconditional love. Makes love, yes, you're right. Self-forgiveness, yes. I always picked good women, but the wrong women for me. Yeah, that sounds like a limiting belief. Maybe you can change that limiting belief. Every woman that you've been with was the right woman for you at the time that you had them because they gave you a lesson, even if the lesson was in pain. I can do that. Oh, I have some good stories. I can't even set boundaries. The fear of hurting other people. Yes. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, if you need any help with anything, please send me a message. Check out the link in my description. I do coaching. This is what I do. I am passionate about it. If you can't tell I'm passionate about it, feel free to set up a one-on-one coaching call with me. I have a couple of spots available coming next week. I believe I have 2 spots available on Tuesday and Thursday. If neither of those days work for you, just send me a message and we can work something out. The price that you pay for a coaching session, though, I give 2 options. Either you can purchase a coaching session with me to see if we work well together, if I help you, and that price you pay for the coaching session will get applied to a coaching package if you continue to work with me with one of my coaching packages. I have a couple different coaching packages that I can offer. The second option is a quick discovery call with me. So if you're like, ooh, I'm really interested, I know you can help me, I don't need the coaching session, you just want to hop on a discovery call with me to see how I can help you, to tell me where you're at, to see if I'm a good fit for you, then we can do that as well, and that is free. So there is a free option. There's always a free option. Insight Time was a free option. Or there are paid options as well. That way I can help everyone no matter where you're at so that no one gets left behind. So send me a message if you're interested in that. Check out the link in my description. Check out the course if today resonated with you. Heal, Heartbreak, Find Love is on my dashboard. It goes even deeper into a 12-day, 12-lesson journey and helping you to heal your heartbreak and to find love again. So I hope all of that helped. And I'm going to end us in just a very brief meditation to open up our heart. It won't be very long because we're already over an hour in. And I do have a coaching call in 50 minutes. But it will be ever so good. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Our feedback is good feedback. So whether you loved today or you didn't like today, tell me, because it's going to help me to become a better version of myself and better serve others. So do not be a stranger. All right, guys. So I'm going to put some music on and let's get this party started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's beautiful heart-opening meditation. When you are ready, sitting comfortably in a spot where you will not be disturbed, I ask you now to close down your eyes, to take a deep breath into your heart, and take a deep breath out through your heart. Allow yourself now to connect even deeper with your heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking another deep breath into your heart. Another deep breath out through your heart. Continuing to circulate this breath in through your heart and out through your heart. And as you circulate this heart energy, just start to ask your heart, connecting deeper with your heart, asking it what message it has for you. Bring your observation to any pain, any hurt, any fear, any trauma that may be lingering on your heart. And just observe it. Allow your heart to speak anything that it needs right now. And breathe into your heart, opening and expanding it. And breathe out. And into your heart, imagine a beautiful green light of your heart chakra, starting to just whisper the light of your heart. Allow this green energy to start to emerge from your heart, opening and expanding your heart chakra. Seeing your heart chakra open and expand, circling this green energy in and around your heart. Allowing this green light to heal away any pain, any hurt, any fear, any trauma. Allow this green light to just heal your heart. And notice what emerges. Maybe those tears or anger, frustration. Just allow it to be there. Breathing into your heart as thoughts come. And breathing out through your heart, bringing your awareness back to the heart. Letting go of the story that you're telling yourself about the feeling. And just simply feel the feeling. If pain and hurt and regret are present, feel that pain without attaching a story to it. And imagine this beautiful green light spiring, eating away this pain, this hurt, whatever it is that you're feeling that is no longer desired. Imagine this green light literally filling the pain, healing the pain, eating away the pain, and turning this pain into love, into pleasure. Allow this green light to move from healing into love. Asking yourself, what would it feel like for me to love even deeper? What would it feel like for me to keep my heart open? Allow your heart to speak. Allowing this green light of your heart to start to move throughout your whole entire body, lighting up all of your being from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, feeling this unconditional love, unconditional, loving even when it's challenging, loving even when it's hard, choosing love, rewiring your DNA, recirculating your connection to spirit and higher consciousness. Breathe into this green light. Breathe out through this green light. And ask your heart if it has any final messages for you. And listen for the answer. And when you are ready, thanking your heart for the healing, for the growth, for the love. And breathe into your heart. Breathe out. And maybe place your hands on your heart, connecting deeper. And repeating the affirmation, I am keeping my heart open. I am keeping my heart open. I am keeping my heart open. And breathe in and breathe out and give yourself a big stretch, opening and expanding your heart, reaching your hands, your arms back, opening up your heart, allowing it to speak, maybe tilting your head back and keeping my heart open. And moving your hands up towards the sky, allowing your hands ever so slowly to meet above your head in prayer position. Feeling this opening of your heart. And then finally bringing your prayer hands back down through your center, back through your crown, your third eye, your throat, down into your heart. And resting here for a moment. Opening up the palms of your hands so that the bottoms of your hands at the base are together with your fingers opened into a V, into a beautiful flower blossom. Allowing this mantra of I will keep my heart open in this mudra of your hands. This mudra symbolizes an open heart, allowing your heart to blossom, to open, to expand. Breathe into the opening of your heart and breathe out. Bowing down to your heart. You may bring your palms back together into prayer. Bowing down and repeating after me, Namaste. And when you're ready, coming back into the space, opening up your eyes, smiling. Smile. You're alive and you're well. Welcome back, beautiful souls. Welcome back. My prayer for you is that you always keep your heart open, even when it's difficult, even when it's hard. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. It is my privilege and my honor. I love doing this. I love serving. I love helping. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you enjoyed today, please make sure to check out the course, Heal Heartbreak, Find Love on my dashboard, and make sure to listen to that, allow it to heal you, to transform you, and leave a review so I know if it helps. Make sure to hit the follow button if you're not yet following me, and check out the link in my description if you're interested in one-on-one coaching. Follow me on any platform for all of my up-to-date material. I post daily on different platforms. And feel free to leave a donation of gratitude if today served you. So thank you guys so much for joining. Feel free to message me anytime. I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. Love you.